Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe. Can I get a hell yeah? I'm gonna get a real microphone. I bet you I have one. I'm talking to you, but I think I should bring a real microphone if I need you guys to say hell yeah. Because DJ Sonjdradeluxe and I'm so today I'm doing my intro without any makeup on because we are going to be looking at the Huda Beauty foundation sticks. Someone mentioned that they wanted to see it, and I know that people have been curious about it. I'm not sure that I have my color because, as you can see, my hands are quite a bit lighter than my body, but I like to use a foundation that is darker so that my face can kind of match my body. So anyways, I'm gonna just focus on texture and what it's like and see how we like it, but just wanted to try these out. So if you want to see a little review on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick, then stay my loving tune. Alright, so I have three colors here: Toffee, Gingerbread, and Churro. So I'll just swatch them all on my bare face. This one's Churro. Yeah. This one is Toffee. This one is Gingerbread. Yeah. So if we get in nice and close, I typically go for something a little bit more peachy because I like to be more bronze. So I'm almost thinking Gingerbread is my vibe today. I'm definitely more, I don't know if I should go with Gingerbread or... I definitely like to go a little bit warmer with foundation just because when I'm going a little bit darker, it looks a little bit green or orange when I am trying to make it darker. So I feel like this is our guy right here. I'm gonna go with Churro just because it's warm enough to kind of give me that balance between my skin tone and the skin tone I am trying to match, which is my arm. But those are the three swatches that I would say are closer to my skin tone. Just blend it in. It's actually kind of nice just blend in like that. So I'm not used to stick foundation. I very much prefer liquid foundation, but I just wanted to try this out because Huda Beauty also came up with a new primer. And this is the Water Jelly Hydrating Primer. So I'm gonna give this, oh, it's so wet. A few squirts, wow. So I would do it maybe in layers. I probably put too much. I'm just gonna, wow, it feels like water. Put that on my skin. I feel like her first line of kind of foundations and products were kind of geared towards oilier skin or maybe hotter climates, which makes sense. She's in Dubai. So I'm really excited to see that there is stuff for the ashy community, which I am the captain of. I'm very dry skin. This feels really nice. As captain of the ashy community, I have to say I'm chic. So let's try the foundation. And the reason why I don't really use a lot of stick foundation is I like to blend stuff with my hands. So I'm just gonna go on bare skin right quick. See what we got. I did have a bit of moisturizer on first. And the original foundation, the liquid, is quite dry, so I never really got into it. Ooh. This is actually quite nice. Blends really easily with a hand, which is kind of hard to do with a stick, but this seems to glide quite nicely. Yeah, I like it. And that's usually been my biggest beef with stick foundation is you can't really move it around too much, but this seems to move quite nice, but it does tend to get tacky. I will say, let's get a little closer even. So this is the foundation up close. I find that first swipe when you put it on, I can see my pores, but as you blend it in, it actually gives a really nice soft focused look to your skin. It really looks just kind of like skin. Here's my natural skin. Again, trying to match my arm color here. Now on the other side, I want to try with my normal technique, which is putting a highlighter underneath my foundation and then putting this on top. I'm curious to see how that will blend in because usually I rely, it actually feels like nothing. I'm really impressed, but we'll see how it wears. Anyways, I usually rely on powder highlight to kind of blur my skin before I put foundation on because I just like how you can wear less foundation, but this is just with the hydrating primer. I really like it. I'm gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes because I feel like you can tell a lot about foundation when you let it sit for the first 20 minutes. Usually when I do clients' makeup, I will do the foundation first and then let it sit to see how their skin reacts to it. 20 minutes, you know, things can kind of move around or break apart or whatever. Usually do foundation, let it sit, move on to eyes, and then powder where I need to when I see if their skin's gonna get oily or how they're reacting to it. So I'm gonna leave this for a little bit. But I'm going to circle back. I'll be right back. So now as it had a chance to kind of like set in and I was able to look in another mirror, I think I want a little bit more coverage, but I'm going to see what it looks like when I do my regular foundation routine, which is putting some highlighter underneath my foundation to see if that gives me more coverage. See what that looks like, and then maybe I'll layer another coat of that foundation over here. But it actually looks and feels like skin, which I like. So I'm going to take the Royalty by Juvia's highlighter. It's a loose highlighter. I'm just going to blend that on my skin because I usually put some type of glow underneath, and that gives a lot of coverage, so that's why I wanted to try it just on its own. Let me take this and put that on top. Give that a blend in. And I like to do the highlighter underneath just because it gives like a natural radiant glow, especially with something matte over top. I'm just really impressed with how well this blends, so I definitely like it better with the highlighter underneath, but that's just normally how I like any foundation. It's actually really nice though, to be honest. The other foundation just didn't really work for my skin because I felt like it was too dry. Maybe I should try it again with this primer underneath, but this actually looks really nice. I'm going to try the Huda Beauty concealer with it just to see how they mix together. And I'll let it sit for a little longer. I will say this type of foundation doesn't feel like it'll change with time, because I did take a little bit of time between the time I did this and this side, and it feels like this hasn't really changed. It's almost like it goes on dry, but it's really nice because I feel like I can still see my skin underneath, but I have room to kind of play with it and build up the coverage a little bit more. So let's try with the concealer, because like me personally, I'm not going to just walk out with foundation by itself. So I'm going to take the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer in Caramel Corn, and I'll just do my normal things. And I'm going to take a beauty blender and just blend that out. It blends really nice with our concealer, which obviously makes sense. I just really like it with the highlighter underneath because, well, mostly because that's how I would normally do my foundation, so that makes sense. Blend it around here, forehead. I always just put it in the highest points of my face and then kind of blend it outwards around the mustache area. Now, would this replace what I currently use all the time? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to see how it plays out over time, but right now this looks really nice. It's very lightweight. It doesn't feel like anything, which is a nice change from a lot of the complexion products from the Huda Beauty line, because our other foundation, very full coverage, very dry, so it wasn't quite a match for me. But this I could totally see myself wearing. I just want to see how it holds up throughout the day. Oh yeah. I'm going to quickly do my eyebrows, and then I want to see how my bronzer and things survive with this foundation. And I think that's one thing when you're switching foundations or even just trying foundations, is you want to know that it can work with your normal routine or whatever you classify as a beat face. So for me, I love my like super duper bronzer and contour, and I want to make sure that if I am ever going to switch foundations, that my other products that I love will fit into this new routine. You dig? Let me go do brows. I'll be right back. Okay, so just from in comparison to my other foundations, I found doing my eyebrows, I don't know if this makes sense, but trying to snatch or even apply product, it was a little bit more slippery. So this is definitely silky, and you know what it reminds me of, because I try not to read what it says it does. I try to just experience it so I can explain it to you as a consumer. It's definitely more slippery, but it reminds me of those type of foundations that has those clear spheres in it that actually blur your skin. It's giving me that kind of like diffused look and soft focus look or blurred skin look. So I feel like that's made doing my eyebrows a little bit more slippery. So I'm going to do my contour and highlight and just see how that jives with this foundation, and then I will circle back. This foundation somewhat reminds me of the MAC Master, I think it's called, foundation, where they kind of first introduced that soft focus look on foundation, but it wasn't full coverage enough. I feel like this is almost like an improved version of that, and also in a stick form. The liquid one, I felt like I couldn't really like add more layers on to make it more full coverage, but this seems very buildable. So anyways, I'm going to go into the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion, my Jam 30M, and the Smith 122 brush. I'm going to do my contour. Yeah, it's very slippy. That makes sense, but not slippy in a way where I feel like it's taking off product underneath. Just slippy in a way where it's maybe a little bit more hydrated, so I'll have to investigate more to see if that's the primer or my foundation, but I actually really like this foundation. So I'm giving myself a little contour. Then I'll go on the Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. It almost seems like I would need to use less of my contour here because it's showing up quite strong, which I like. Just hugging into the hollows of my cheekbones, on the forehead. So I'm going to go into my Makeup Forever. I made this own palette myself, but I have some blushes here. I'm just going to see what that looks like. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see if it plays well with others, and I would say it definitely does. Let me go into the highlight here. I really like it. I actually really like this foundation. I feel it gives that skin-light look that I've been yearning for this whole like pandemic, especially because I've been wearing less makeup because we have nowhere to go. But I actually really like this foundation stick, and I think I could wear it daily. Even if I were to just do a little bit and then blend it in with some moisturizer, I think it'd be really beautiful. But if you like more of like a soft focus, blurs your pores, blurs wrinkles and all that kind of stuff look without it being overly cakey, but you could still kind of see your skin underneath, I think this would be a really good foundation for you. Full beat, I think, still very much achievable with this foundation with the right concealer. I actually really like it, I have to say. I'm really impressed with this. So it feels like a very modern, to the times type of foundation. Okay, so final thoughts. Final thoughts. I would definitely recommend this foundation. I feel like it feels like nothing. It's very lightweight. Feels like it blurs the skin. It does feel like a faux filter up on this face. Feels very lightweight. It's a little bit more of a slippery feeling. I think probably because of what I said about the clear spheres where, has more of a blurred effect more than a coverage effect, so you can actually still see your skin underneath, which I think is really nice because I like something very quick in the morning when I'm going out because I'm not doing the same full glam that I would normally do, and it really works well with my other products. I think a lot of people get scared when their products don't work well under a foundation. I know a lot of people do brows first, and I usually do them after I do my foundation. So for me, I had to be a little bit more light-handed, which I think could be a pro because I'm using less product to get it on because it's not so much of a stiff, sticky type of formulation. It's very smooth. I actually really like this and I'm excited to play with it more. I think I would definitely recommend it. I know I would definitely recommend it. It just feels like you're not wearing makeup and it's very comfortable and blurring. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think if you've tried it. Love yourself, stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.